This week's video is brought to you by the Gaming Deal of the Week. This week, get the Crisis Maximum Edition, a 3-game pack for under $10. Check out the link in the description below. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Motherboards.org. That's right, it's August 16 and it's now 10 a.m. and we're still rock and rolling with the new NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660 Ti launch. Now, the card we're going to be looking at now is a really cool card from MSi. This is their Power Edition GTX 660 Ti and it features their twin Frozer technology for cooling. So let's jump in, let's check out this card and see if it's worth your money. So hey, let's go. So once again, folks, we're not going to do a traditional unboxing in the hopes we can get as many of these videos up for you today on launch day, but we will show you what comes in the box. So right off the bat, you get two Molex's 6-pin connectors. These will come in handy if you have an old school power supply that doesn't have these connections. Next up is the DVI to VGA connector. We next up have the Afterburner software guide. You guys can see it says ready for 3D Mark 11. I really hope so. It also talks about their Afterburner software on there as well. And then last up, we see the driver's CD. And that's pretty much it for the content other than the card itself. So with that said, let's now jump in and look at the features. The MSi Power Edition GTX 660 Ti is also based off a totally non-reference design and has many features that users will like. Let's start right off the bat by taking a look at the physical aspects of the card. The color scheme you guys can see is the same black and blue design they've been using for years and is pretty much, their color scheme that they use. The major thing about the MSi VGA cards is MSi is famous for their twin Frozer cooling solutions, as that is a key element in keeping their cards running cool and quiet. You can see that the cooling solution completely covers the card for better cooling efficiency, and the twin fans of the twin Frozer are ever present on the card. The Power Edition has an upgraded 5+2 PWM design versus the 4+2 for reference models, enabling better stability under peak loads as well as more overclocking headroom. The card requires two 6-pin power connectors and uses 134 watts of power under non-TDP situations. The PCI interface is based off the 3.0 design and offers better bandwidth when compared with Z77 chipset motherboards. There are two SLI fingers, and the GTX 660 Ti line can be used in triple SLI configuration. Sorry folks, once again, no quad SLI here. Now, some technical features of all GTX 660 cards remain the same. They all share the same 1344 CUDA cores and 7 SMX units, as well as 192-bit memory interface and 2 GB of GDDR5 memory. The core clock of the reference-based cards are 950 MHz with a boost clock of 980 MHz, but the MSi Power Edition GTX 660 Ti card comes out of the box with a core clock of 1019 MHz and a boost clock of 1097 MHz. And with overclocking, you can push this even further. Now, the memory speed of the MSi Power Edition card is 6008 MHz for a total overall effective bandwidth of 144.2 GB a second. All overclocking now comes from the boost, unlike previous generation cards, and the better cooling and electrons of the card will allow better overclocking results. Now, MSi has been touting their Afterburner software for quite some time now, and this is a very good tool for monitoring and adjusting your card's settings, as well as being the most widely used by overclockers. It is recommended that you set the power to 123% for better overclocking efficiency if you want to seriously overclock your GPU, and this tool does come included on the driver's CD that came in the box. Their I/O features two dual-link DVI connections, a standard DisplayPort, and an HDMI port connection. Now let's get ready to rock and roll once again and let's check out the performance benchmarks. All right, folks, so there you have it. You guys have seen the card, you've seen the technology behind it, the specifications, you've seen its performance, and you guys know this card from looking at everything is running very cool, no hotter than 67 Celsius, so the twin frozen technology is paying off as this card runs very cool and very quiet. Now this card's going to be about $315 at the market, and it comes with a 3-year warranty from the people over at MSi. The 4-monitor technology, you look at multi-monitor technology, is pretty cool too, so if you guys are into doing surround monitors, this card's going to support them right out of the box. One thing to take note of, this card is really geared for the 1920 by 1200 or 1920 by 1080 market. We have tests that run much higher than that because we have higher monitors, but most people out there don't, and NVIDIA really wants people to focus on those 2 resolutions. So at those resolutions, you guys can see this card is basically kicking ass across the competition. The 7870, the 7950, they've now got somebody to highly compete with them at that same level of market. So at the end of the day, this card gets a hot product award here on Motherboards.org, and hats off to MSi, and we'll see you guys back here on Motherboards.org. Peace.